First of all, I sincerely want to thank the governor of the state. He's really shown he's a father. I thank you, sir, for in the midst of your busy schedules, you've made out time to talk to us and advise us. I've taken your counsel, sir, and going forward, I intend to make my marriage work. I accept your apology, my husband, and to my people in Imo State. They were not happy about what happened at all. I please also want to plead with you to forgive my husband. And to my Auntie China, I also want to thank you. You've been like a mother.
Good morning and welcome to today, the news of Vanguard Live. My name is Damlola Buchaki and I'm with my co-host
Precious Tripoli.
And of course, we have many interesting stories on the front pages of the papers this morning, and that includes that of the #EndSARS. There was a long time ago that when we were talking about EndSARS, and we were saying that people really come back. And what will happen if it comes back? It seems like now some states now people are still coming out from the protest.
Yeah, on the streets of social media last week, the trend started again, the hashtag EndSARS. And the reason why was because they were triggered for most of them. The police were saying, that they wanted the judicial panel to be brought to an end.
Yes.
And, that one triggered a lot of people like, okay, we're trying to get justice for people who died as a result of, SARS and all those things. And then hearing police saying that they wanted an end to it. Also, the one we've been going to, the one in Lagos too, we've noticed that most of the police officials have not come. People who have been accused of doing one or two things to victims of the whole SARS thing, they don't attend the panel. So it's a lot of questions. The fact that they said they wanted some certain demands and they feel like their demands have not been met. Now there's not some fresh demands now. And it's a lot of
There's actually a lot of reasons why people want these EndSARS, to come back, and why the panel should be dismissed. Both Nigerian citizens and also the police officers saying that they want it to return, to be brought to an end. But of course, they can always get that on our page. And let's, go straight to the paper review, and we'll be starting with the front page of Vanguard. And here we have a federal government stops a fresh EndSARS protest in Lagos and Abuja. And the rider says policemen, soldiers storm Lekki Toll Plaza. Protesters heed a police warning in Lagos, stay off protest venues. Lagos police debunk a viral video. Tension has hashtag EndSARS protest hold in Abuja. Protesters storm street in Osogbo, demand disbandment of brutality panel. Protesters will be dealt with decisively in Cross River, as CP1 says memories of devastating destruction still fresh. Protests failed to hold in Ogun. You are free to protest, but hooliganism won't be tolerated, Buhari warns. And you can see that story on page 5. Now on page 13, we have a Southwest PDP. Umai trade and words over sacked officials. On page 14, we have an Echo Talks Tough, vows to blacklist the schools involved in exam frauds. On page 15, we have Ghanaians await results after peaceful election. Also on page 6, assets declaration. CCB grieves Magu for hours, plans charges. On page 14, we have most Almajirai not Nigerians, and that's coming from Ganduje. Now, stories above the nameplate. On page 10, we have a 4-year rift. Aregbesola extends olive branch to Governor Akeredolu. APC crisis. Oshomole disowns Iled Eta suits. Buhari to address Nigerians at NASS Thursdays. And the rider says PDP reps caucus calls for Buhari's impeachment illogical, and that's coming from the representative. And lastly, on the front page of Vanguard, we have fleeing Boko Haram insurgents operating as kidnappers in Southwest, says MGF. And that's all on front page of Vanguard, and from there we move straight to the Punch.
And on the Punch newspaper, we have a main headline: fresh hashtag EndSARS protest. Campaigners adamant Buhari talks tough, deploys soldiers, corps. You can see that on page 5. But also the writer says, prepare for more protests. Our demands have not been met, says protesters. Any hooligan hiding behind peaceful protests will be dealt with. President. Police soldiers storm Lekki. Commands warn youth. Protesters flee up police in Oshobo. Stories above we have on page 7. Buhari to address joint National Assembly sitting on Thursday. And on page 12 we have APC holds NEC meeting today. False litigation. On page 18, petrol price may hit 180 naira as oil nears $50 per barrel. Also, we have on page 4 and 5, teenager fakes own kidnap with lover, demands 30 million naira from parents. Fayose, Olujimi, PDP factions clash over members' suspension. You can see that on page 7. And lastly, on the front page of the Punch newspaper, airports concession, others will go ahead despite opposition. Federal government says that on page 17. And away from the Punch, we move straight to the Nation.
And on the front page of the Nation, we have Buhari wants #NSAS protesters to stay off streets. Agitators retreat over tight security in Lagos and Federal Capital Territory, that's FCT, as soldiers police back at Lekki Toll gates. You can see that on the front page. Also here we have an APC-PDP clash over call for president impeachment. Oshomole, I'm not plotting to return as APC chair. You can see that story on page 8. Above the nameplate, we have a president to address and joint National Assembly Thursday. Also, Boko Haram in Southwest as kidnappers, says Fahimi. And you can see that on page 10. And lastly, on the front page of the Nation, we have an NBS, Nigeria records 2.389 trillion naira trade deficit in third quarter. And you can see that on page 11. And from the Nation, we move straight to this day newspaper.
And on this day newspaper, with threats from Buhari, police #NSAS protesters beat retreat. That's what the main headline is saying. The writer says Afenifere, Pandef, others caution federal government over intimidation of demonstrators. Soldiers, police takes over strategic positions in Lagos, Ogun, others. Stories above, we have 6 banks boost economy with 1.3 trillion naira credit in 2020. Federal government bows to labor, reduces petrol price by 5 naira. You can see that on page 6. And lastly, on the front page of this day, amidst concerns over insecurity, President addresses the National Assembly Thursday. House rejects call for removal. PDP is constitutional. And that's all we can take on the front page of this day newspaper.
And also on the front pages of the papers, we're going on a short break. And when we come back, we have a guest who will be joining us via Zoom. And while on the break, you can always share this post so that others can also be informed. Stay with us, we'll be back.
This is Lekki. Vehicles are moving freely without any hindrance. This is Lekki Toll Gate. This is Lekki Toll Gate. This is about 11:21 hours. Nothing is happening. We are fully on ground. We are fully on ground. This is just to disregard the information that protesters have taken over Lekki and the military. It's only policemen from Morocco, and we are equal to the task. This is Lekki Ikoyi roundabout. Today, 7 December 2020. This is about 11:30 hours. Lekki Ikoyi toll gate is very, very free. The traffic is moving freely. Everybody is going about their normal business. No any know any form of protest here. People should disregard the fake news being peddled by Sahara Reporter that protesters have taken over Lekki Toll gate. These are people moving freely. These are policemen that are keeping watch over. The response vehicle is equally here, and some policemen are equally.
Alright, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Today in the News on Vanguard Live. My name is Damnola Mushaki, and now with my co-host,
Precious Tripoli.
And we've reviewed the front pages of some of the papers, and this is the analysis segment where Mrs. Fumilo Komolafe will be joining us to analyze the stories, and of course, she's the former Labour editor of Vanguard newspaper. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Nice to be with you again.
Yes, ma'am. Of course, let's go straight to what we'll be discussing, and that's and that's of the NSAS protest. Now we've talked about NSAS protests everywhere. We just finished concluding one when Nigerians are talking that we've still not gone over what is happening. And in Lagos, Osun State, Abuja, many people are still saying that they're still trying to come out. In fact, we had people came out in Osun State to protest yesterday. Now my question for you is that we've not come out of it, we're still in recession. How do you think this will affect us as a country?
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Okay, I'm talking about the NSAS protest. Now we're talking about NSAS protest. It has affected many things in Nigeria, many aspects. Nigeria is in recession. We just came out of COVID-19, and also of the first batch of the NSAS protest, because it seems to be coming up again. Osun State, we have people protesting, also Abuja, and also Lagos. There are fears that it will still come back in Lagos and some other states. And Nigeria is still in recession, like I said. How do you think this will affect us as a country?
Well, it's going to affect us negatively. First of all, our international image is battered. And once you continue to have consistent battering of our international image, we're not likely to have investors here. We're not likely to have investors. And if we don't have investors, it's going to affect our economy. That's number one. The second point.
Okay, since we've lost that there. So we're talking about these NSAS protest pressures, and we've heard many people saying it over time. People being scared that NSAS protests will come back, and it seems to be coming true right now. The affairs is coming true. In Osun State, we had some people going out to protest, and even Osun, they are demanding that the panel, be dismissed because of some things that have gone on there and all that. Talking about that panel stuff, and many people, say that they don't want the panel. What we heard then was that police were saying that they don't want it, but it seems the citizens are saying that they don't want it, and the reason is because one of the, I think the CP was it OC legal then. They said one of the sittings for the panel, he said that the life of one man who was shot in front of a hotel that is not more than worth more than what they gave them. That's 1.3 million, and also said that some lives are even not worth up to 100,000 naira. I think that's why people are saying that they should dismiss it, because even the panel did not say anything.
I think that it's just so wrong to see how much, I keep asking this question, what is the worth of a Nigerian life? Because it's a very, very important question. Seeing that, this whole NSAS thing has brought about a lot of, reasoning. Everybody is beginning to think to themselves and ask questions like, what exactly is really going on? And then seeing how much, during this whole panel that's been going on for over 6 weeks, we've not had any police officer that has come to, deny or even accept, the allegations that have been put before them. You just have their legal counsel, counsel coming to defend them, and there's no, the accused policeman is not there to say anything or whatsoever. And I think it begs the whole saying of the fact that people are like, okay, is this judicial panel right now? Is this going to give us the kind of justice that we really need, or is it just going to be something that will just go down the drain? Is it just going to be something that we're going to be asking ourselves, why was it set up in the first place?
Funny enough, now that we're talking about the protest, sometimes you see it trending on social media, and all of a sudden it goes down, and many Nigerians are saying that it's like there's something that they're using to push these acts against us not to trend again. And away from that, talk about Ogun State and Cross River State. Some of them have said that they would not allow people, troublemakers, to come out, to cause carnage in their states. I know, just like what happened to the last protest. I know, talking about Lekki Toll, Iyanopaja, and Limosho, Ikeja, most of them you see the security officials there, standing there, they're staying there because they don't want protesters to come out. And it's like it's going against what the president said, that that the citizens are they can protest, they can freely express themselves because it's democracy. Now they're saying that it's like they don't want them to come out to protest, to say what is on their mind. And daily we keep seeing security officials brutalizing people. I don't know if you saw the social media where you saw the video that went viral of a soldier, assaulting a lady and trying to, the lady. I think the lady was naked or so because she dressed indecent and all that. Many people have been complaining about what is going, not just about police brutality, but about security officials brutalizing ordinary citizens.
I think that to an extent, it's one of the reasons why these NSAS protesters are coming back with. I saw a meme on social media where somebody put Sorosuke Part 2.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why they want to come back is the fact that they feel like the government did not listen to them. Again, with the first one that started, there were a lot of lies that was coming from back and forth. They were there, they were not there. The army did not shoot, they shot blank bullets, they took some light bullets, and all those things are, questions that now, in the last panel that, judicial panel that we had on Friday, some members of the protests that were shot,
some victims,
yes. some victims were brought on that day. Some of them with bullet wounds, with bullets still in their bodies, and one of them had his leg amputated as a result of what happened. And this is one of the things that is still, because for these people too, there is no justice for those that experience what happened on the 20th too. It's like they're not getting justice for this whole thing. Again, we're still also battling with the rate of insecurity. In the States too, everybody's feeling it. We have armed robbery cases on the increase. People are being kidnapped, killed. You walk on the road, you find dead bodies everywhere. It's like the police are not yet back yet. All of these things is what.
But you said police are not back, but we are seeing some of them at those places because it's like they don't want the protesters to come back. But it's like where they really need them, they are not there. Imagine citizens saying that they went to a police officer to tell them, okay, something is going on here, and you're saying that, sorry, I'm not working, I like my life better than any other thing. So it's saying that currently now people can't really trust what is going on around them. Anybody can commit a crime and escape with it without being punished. That is what is currently going on. And there's a trend and something still going on that can the police, in Lagos especially, the police and Lagosians, can they still unite together again? Can that cooperation that was between them, can it still work again, which is what is currently going on?
Well, I personally don't think that it's just a Lagos thing. I think it's everywhere. It's about the people are already feeling like they cannot trust. They can't trust the government, they can't trust the police, they can't trust anybody right now. One of the reasons why even people are really scared of moving out, so one of the things they always do is whenever anyone is moving out, they would want to share their location with other people.
Yes.
So just in case you don't hear from me next, that this is where I was last, and this is one of the serious challenge that we have. Now, the president earlier said in a particular time that he was going to ensure that this process would not repeat itself. And at that time, the question on the minds of people was, is the president saying that this protest will not happen again because he's going to ensure that he's going to do something about it? Or is he saying it in a way that he's going to ensure that people do not come out at all for protests? Because when people come out to protest, they are coming to protest because they do not like what is happening at that point in time.
People don't just come out to protest.
And one of the trends that I did see on social media was end bad governance. You know, it's not just all about the hashtag end SARS, it's also end bad governance. People are feeling like the government has not done enough for them. They are feeling like at this point they are feeling overwhelmed, you know, in their houses. I mean, you know, the incident that happened last week was one of the things that even, you know, pushed everybody. Imagine the army saying that 43 farmers were killed, and Shekau coming to say 78 farmers were. So it has turned to, it shows that the value of a Nigerian life is nothing. Like what we are.
It's like there's a price tag on it, because look at what the legal representative that said that 100,000, 1.3 million. It's like there's a price tag to it. I think yesterday I asked someone that you know, when you're talking about mental health, we're talking about, I think it was discussed at the panel yesterday at the, you know, the canal, and we're talking yesterday, Nigerians, what actually causes, you know, some mental issues in Nigeria. Like even Nigerian issues itself can cause some mental issues, because what is currently going on, we have to deal with corruption, we have to deal with insecurity, you have to deal with you know, poverty itself. Many people are living below the poverty line. We're talking about insecurity. I'm going out today, I'm not sure if I'm going to be back. That is what people are talking about. And you keep seeing every day, you keep seeing children outside hockey. Children who are supposed to be in school, they will be there, and you keep seeing different posters online, people saying, you know, we are looking for so-so person, we are looking for so-so person. The other day we're just on the road, and there was just somebody lying down on the floor. They used clothes to cover the person and just, you know, put the person aside. Nobody knows what happened to that person. Just 3 days ago. 3 days ago around the Abuja area. And you keep wondering, what is currently going on in this country? Can we survive this? This is year 2020, we're almost leaving it. I mean, this is December, another year is starting. And we're supposed to be talking about new things, but it seems we keep repeating, we keep talking about insecurity year in, year out. So it's really...
Yeah. Speaking about insecurity, let's move on to fleeing Boko Haram insurgents operating as the kidnappers in Southwest, and that's what the governors are saying. And you know, chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum and governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, disclosed that some fleeing Boko Haram insurgents have relocated to the Southwest, where they are now operating as kidnappers. According to him, he said that the insurgents are now also operating as bandits in the Northwest. He said the Boko Haram insurgency, which returned to the front burner following the killings of over 40 farmers in Borno State, is not limited to the state. Owing to the massacre, which received a widespread condemnation, some Nigerians have called for the sack of the service chiefs, while others are calling for a state of emergency. In his words, he says some insurgents that escaped from Boko Haram territory are the ones persecuting banditry in the Northwest. Some of them are involved in the kidnapping in the Southwest. He says ISWAP, a faction of Boko Haram insurgents coming down from Sudan, from Niger Republic, are involved in what is going on. How many states are you going to declare a state of emergency on them? So we must take a holistic view of this. And he says, we also believe that the entire framework of our internal security operations has to be reviewed. Some moral boosting issues have to be brought to the fore as far as the leadership of the military is concerned. And speaking about this whole thing with the Boko Haram people, you know, he says fleeing Boko Haram members are the ones who are now kidnapping people in the Southwest, and also the ones in charge of banditry in the Northwest. It's a very, you know, sad information, because my question now is, if the government are aware of this type of information, why are they not doing anything about it? Why is this just, and it's like, I find it to be like an information that is just for the public to know. Yes, we know, you've told us that the fleeing Boko Haram, some of the fleeing suspected Boko Haram members are responsible for kidnapping. Yes, but what are you doing about it? Because that's the question every Nigerian is asking. Kidnapping is now on the increase. It has turned to an everyday market now, finding people to be kidnapped. You know, people are
no longer surprised.
Yes, you know, walking on the road, you see people turning left, right, and center because they do not trust the next person who is walking behind them. So now, for the government to be saying that fleeing members of Boko Haram are the ones responsible for kidnapping and for the banditry going on in the northwest, then we shouldn't just know about it. It shouldn't just be public information. It should be, this is what we're doing. They should do something about it. And that's the reason why a lot of people have been calling for the sack of the service chiefs. I mean, I was going through some reviews this morning and I saw Nigerians speaking out their mind, saying that, I mean, we can't keep having these people there if we cannot find anything resourceful from them. They've been there for 5 years now. There is nothing. We've been battling the issues of insecurity for a long time coming, and these service chiefs are still there. And I remember too going through the papers last week when Ganduje mentioned that the president is not going to do anything about the service chief because he doesn't see anything wrong with them.
I think that statement is what is still currently causing many things on social media.
A lot of things.
You don't see what is wrong with them, but Nigerians are saying something is wrong with them. Check it out yourself. We're talking about these people. We're talking about insecurity in Nigeria increasing daily. Different things happening. Things that you think can't happen are happening in the country. Different parts of the country, not just one part where you can say, okay, we can actually declare state of emergency. I think we're talking about it, that they should declare state of emergency about security in Nigeria right now. Because every time, every day, every minute, you want to enter a bus, you have to make sure it's not tinted. You have to make sure it's going to the direction you are going to. You have to be careful of where you are going to. And we are saying nothing is wrong with the service chiefs. These service chiefs, they've been here for 5 years. We need new ideas, and that's what people are talking about. They said they need new ideas, they need new solutions. If these people are out of solutions, get help from people. I think we talked about it, about them getting help from outside the country, telling them that we need it. Sometimes, you just see us, Nigerians, I think there was a time said we are going to some other states, to help them resolve their situations there, help them resolve issues there. They asked for help. That's why we're able to go there. That's why our soldiers were able to go there. But if we don't ask for help, how will they come here to assist in this type of things? I think the first problem is defeating Boko Haram. If you're able to defeat Boko Haram, then we can talk about it. They will be very, very easy to defeat. And another thing that is causing this thing right now is also the poverty poverty rate in Nigeria now. People are poor. People who don't want to do some other things are forced to do it. That's not an excuse. Definitely is not an excuse. And that's why Nigerians are coming out. I remember, people talking, this is where we are reading these things on social media now, saying so thing is happening, so thing is happening, it's like many avenues are being closed down. We're still talking about social media not being closed down, social media not being regulated, so that people can express what is going on in their mind. People are talking on social media, expressing things. And sometimes when you look at these things going on, you can't help but agree that, yes, these people are right, so what they are saying. But of course, we have some people talking, some people expressing their mind on our platforms, saying, I think you have some comments there.
All right, let me take some comments. This one is from Fafi Yebi. He says we need to protect our heritage in Yoruba land. We should not allow some certain element to destroy our dear land through protest. I supported the first protest, but I regret the aftermath results in Lagos, Oyo, and Osun State. I think that it's one of the things that people are trying to avoid right now. And the fact that a lot of people supported the first protest. They saw how people came together. I think for a lot of Nigerians, it was more of the unity process, that Nigerians can really be united to come out for something. Because this is one of the protests that you see tons of people march out in their numbers with no leader, nobody giving them directions. They just know that they're supposed to meet at a certain place, and and then the aftermath of the protest, a lot of people are still counting their losses. Different areas, some of the malls that were looted, some businesses have crumbled, some people are struggling to even eat, they are struggling to feed. I was going through the papers and I saw in particular food outlets that the man had to lay off all of his staff, because how do you fend for yourself, let alone pay your workers their salary? These are the questions. The Lagos State government has asked for ₦1 trillion to rebuild, but the question also is, will this money, be used for Lagosians who were also attacked, in this whole, the aftermath of the NSAS protest? Or will the money be used for all of Lagos state properties, that were vandalized? That's the question. Now, I know there was a time they said that if you were affected by the NSAS protest, that there was a channel that they were trying to create for people who had their things destroyed to be able to reach out to the government so they can find some sort of intervention fund that will be given to them so that they can, build themselves back. But the question is, are people going to get this money? Are they going to get this money? It's just going to be a case of yes, they've said it, so
just one or two persons come out to testify, and the rest is done.
So these are the questions that a lot of people are asking, and somebody, this is from Silas, says it's a welcome development we move. I don't know if he's talking about the protest as a welcome development. I do not know. This one is from Charles Abayomi. Now he says, let us ask Ganduje this question. Who brought these so-called foreigners posing as Almajiris to the country? Not the northerners who speak same language with them. So I think he's responding to the story of
one of the stories. And that's of Almajirai. So Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State on Monday said most Quranic education school pupils, popularly known as Almajirai, who roam the streets in the northern part of the country are not Nigerians. He says a lot of them are foreigners from Niger Republic, Chad, and Cameroon. He also said that some of the things that are going on in the country, that some of them needs to be treated. He said that the treats that they want to do are very vital and important, especially at this moment that the country is gradually coming out from the COVID-19 pandemic, which has affected education in the country. According to Governor Ganduje, the retreat is also important because it is coming at a time education has become the first victim of uncontrolled population, especially when it is not matched with appropriate economic development. It disclosed that free and compulsory primary and secondary school education, as well as the transformation of the Almajirai education system, were some of its major priorities in the education sector. Said that the retreat was aimed at providing an opportunity for the board and management to brainstorm, exchange ideas and strategies towards moving basic education forward. So according to Governor Ganduje, what he's saying, I think in the state they're trying to improve the education sector, and make some of the education sites free, like the primary and secondary school. They're trying to make it free. But his worries is that of the Almajirai. And we're talking about them. There's a law for a long time now that we're talking about them, saying that them roaming the streets, they're still part of people causing insecurity because there's nobody to protect them, nobody to educate them. And there was a time when we saw some of the state trying to transform them back to their own respective states. But now he's saying that some of them are not even from Nigeria. They are from Chad, Cameroon, the neighboring countries. And I think getting these people back now, it's another issue. But he's saying that if you try to get their education right in their states, some of the Almajiris in all the states will come back, will enter their states, to enjoy this free benefit, and that's another problem for them. But you can't say because of them you won't improve your own education sector for people who are not, for people who are in the states, or the Almajiris from your own states. So that's a bit of concern to Governor Ganduje. But if you are saying that these people are from all those other countries, I think the best thing is to get them back to their countries. And the main thing is, how do these children get to the States? How do they get into Nigeria? How do they become Almajirai? How do they become different things? It's just like it's a name being given to them. They are there to study, I think it's a Quranic education. They are there to study. But if these things are not made right for them to study, there's no way they'll be able to move out from that education sector and also move forward. Because it seems they are just in the same place. We keep seeing them walking around. We keep hearing different things being done for these Almajirai people every time. But it seems every time also we keep seeing them in the news for one thing or the other.
All right, moving on. I think we have a little bit of glimpse of hope for Nigeria as the president is going to be addressing us on Thursday. and he's going to be addressing Joint National Assembly this Thursday, and the session of the National Assembly on efforts made by his regime to address the security challenges going across the country. The president's personal assistant on social media, Loretta Onoche, disclosed this in a message she posted on her Twitter handle at Loresta on Monday. The message reads, President Buhari will address a joint session of the National Assembly on Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Recall that the House of Representatives last week, Tuesday, invited the President to appear on the floor of the Parliament over the rising spate of insecurity in the country. The Senate had also, in a separate resolution, asked the President to sack his service chiefs. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajàbíàmílà, had last Wednesday said that the President had agreed to address Nigerians through the federal lawmakers on the security challenges confronting the nation. Gbajàbíàmílà disclosed this in an interview with the State House correspondent after he led leaders of the House of Representatives to a meeting with President Buhari at the presidential villa. He said the invitation was extended to the President at the meeting, but with no specific date attached in respect for him and his tight schedule. But then it speaks a lot of what we're expecting from the President. I mean, a lot of things have been going on. The insecurity level has increased, it's on the increase. This is the festive period. The guest we had yesterday, I remember him saying that he doesn't think he wants to make any form of travels in this period because places where he usually would take are places where kidnapping, killings are happening. And imagine that feeling, especially for our Igbo brothers who are here in Lagos and they are hustling, and then every December period they want to go back to their house or they want to travel to their home and celebrate Christmas or New Year.
It's a bit of get together for them.
For their family, the fear is there. The fear of being attacked on the road by, various elements, people who claim to be kidnappers and all those things. Those type of things are things that are making people really scared to travel, to move out. So to see that the president is going to come address this level of insecurity on Thursday, I think it's a new development and it's good.
Very welcomed. Before we round up, there's actually one comment that I saw here, and that's you talked about different hashtags on social media, and this person is saying that hashtag NSAS. What about hashtag insecurity, hashtag end banditry, end cultism, end bad governance, end corruption? We are misplacing our priorities. We have become our own problem here. I think it's talking about them not just saying NSAS, that there are different things that they need to end, and that's if you can talk about Ikorodu then, some of the protests going on there, I think they said it was hijacked by cultists then, and that's why it's saying that we just don't need to talk about the government alone, we also need to talk about ourselves and also change ourselves. As then when they say that change begins with you, and of course I can agree with that statement. And before we go, let's look at what Mr. and Mrs. are saying today. And Mrs. says, I don't know why some men are crazy about women with curves. Well, in driving, most curves are dangerous. And Mr. replies, it depends on the driver and the vehicle.
How both of them always find a way of coming back for each other. But then, it's just what happens.
It really happens. And that's all we have for you today on Today in the News. Today it's Tuesday. I think today is the 8th of December. It's really a lot of things. We've gone through many things in Nigeria this year, starting from January till now, and we've talked about COVID-19 and SARS and many things that we've talked about. It has really been the year for us, and if many people are really saying it. I think I saw it one time on Monday when people were like, if you've actually conquered this year, you've conquered it now. Just know that there's many mountains that you can climb. if you could actually climb that mountain.
Why is that sounding like motivational?
No, it's not motivational speaking. I'm just, this morning when I woke up, I was just looking at it that there's so many things that are really going on. I'm still looking at, what is on the papers and many stories that are here, and you're just here saying that, okay, I'm here and all that. So let's keep moving. The end is here. The year is yet to end, but of course we keep moving forward. That's a pity that our guests could not join us due to some of the the technical glitches that we had. But of course we have another guest that will be joining us tomorrow. So you can always join us here on Vanguard Live. We have many shows, many programs that comes up, and of course after this show we still have another one that will be coming up. Interesting program. So make sure to join us and stay glued to your phone or any of your technology where you can always reach out to us. It's bye from me, Damlola Ogushaki on Vanguard Live, and also from my host,
Precious Jubilee. Thank you for watching.